For an already overproducing plant, it's hard to imagine it getting any better.
But for some pepper varieties, it's entirely possible to jack up that harvest even more.
Pruning means different things for different crops. Health maintenance, pest protection, or even just aesthetics. In the case of some peppers, though, it can mean a serious bump in the bounty.
Hi, I'm Jeff from the Ripe Tomato Farms. Welcome back to another episode of the Garden Quickie, the show where in 2 minutes or less, anytime is pepper time.
Which is great because today's episode is all about them. More specifically, pruning for production. Time short though, as you know it is, so let's dive in. Peppers, like their cousins the tomato, are a fruiting crop, and they're born from fairly insignificant yet pretty white flowers. The more flowers the plant produces, the more peppers we get to harvest. And like a lot of plants, the flowers and fruit appear at the apical tips of the leading shoots.
Pepper plants naturally seem to grow quite bushy anyways, but one way to increase the amount of flowers, and thus the fruit, is to increase the amount of leading stems. This is where pruning or topping comes in.
When a terminal stem or shoot is cut in a plant like peppers, 2 or more leading shoots take its place. It's really evident and appears almost immediately in plants like basil. Obviously, this encourages branching and bushiness, and in some pepper varieties, it can greatly increase the amount of leading shoots that produce flowers.
More flowers means more fruit. In theory, this should be an absolute slam dunk. Unfortunately, it's not always the case.
A few years back, I did an experiment with 20 large bell pepper plants. The results were pretty disappointing and not this massive theorized increase.
As I dug deeper into pruning and topping pepper plants, I came to realize that variety plays a huge role in how well this works.
Large, heavy peppers do not seem to benefit from this, as there's a finite amount of peppers that the plant can produce and even hold at one time. Making them branch out and become bushier is not gonna solve this.
Smaller varieties, however, is where it gets interesting. And I'm going to be doing the same experiment with these jalapenos here.
So, if you have a smaller pepper variety and you'd like to follow along at home, basically top your pepper plant at the first or second node. You want that plant to have at least 2 nodes remaining, so topping your peppers is best done when they're at least 10 to 12 inches in height. Usually a couple months old.
For me, the results of this experiment are going to take another 2 to 3 months or so. So, in the meantime, follow along at home with your peppers and check out some more episodes of the Garden Quickie.
Thanks for watching, guys. And hey, if Garden Quickies are your thing, make sure to subscribe and click on this playlist here as we explore and solve more growing issues in 2 minutes or less.